everyone. My name is Joshua Mayer, and welcome to Reality 17, and this is Bryan Antinore.
Hello, everybody.
This place is where it's just with him, me, and you guys, the audience, taking a break from the rest of the universe.
And Ty, sitting behind us.
And Ty behind us, as always. Don't make that noise ever again. So, I just got back from Quebec.
Quebec?
Yes.
You mean Quebec?
Quebec.
Quebec?
Quebec.
Okay. And where's Quebec?
In Canada.
In Canada.
Okay, first of all, let's get this out of the way. Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
John F. Kennedy is everywhere up there.
Seriously?
Yes, there is a whole thing of just John F. Kennedy all throughout Montreal.
Why?
I don't know. There's a statue of him. And
Is there?
Yes, and there was this bust of him just says John F. Kennedy, and I'm like, why is he up there? And then Ty goes, Kennedy, Canada. It was named after him. Canada. And I'm like, no. So that was the first part of that of my trip that just went, oh great, this is gonna be interesting. We get to our hotel. So I work for one of the major hotel franchises. Mm-hmm. And we get to the hotel, and it looks like a high rise. It looks like a high rise, and you're like, oh yeah, you've got the top floor. Right below that is the pool, the rooftop pool. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. Oh yeah, you're on the 9th, 10th floor. We get up there. It's half up the building. The building is cut off from halfway up. It says on the top, Hilton Garden Inn. And on the bottom of that, it's God knows what. It's God knows what. I don't know. Is it an office building?
Oh my God.
Is it is it a apartment, or is it a cockfighting ring? I don't know. I don't quite know actually. But you
didn't take the time to explore.
No, I didn't want to go explore. Actually, I was a little nervous.
He was afraid of losing money on the betting.
No, because especially after the next morning we walked around. We walked around Montreal, and we went to this college campus. And this guy was walking his cat.
What? I'm sorry. There's so much going on. Why did you go to a college campus?
Well, it was right down the road. We went to go grab some coffee the next morning.
That doesn't explain why you're at a college campus, Josh.
Well, it was an old building, and I was like, ooh, is it a museum? I'm curious. So we went up there.
And then a guy was walking his cat?
A guy was walking his cat. I'm like, oh, great, get a load of these people. They walk their cats up here. And so
Dude, you're going to get a whole, a group of people mad at you today.
Well, Quebec, Montreal, French Canadians, they hate me anyway. But
just like me, for real.
It's true. But no, what happened was, we're sitting there having a serious conversation, and it was like 20 minutes after I saw the cat on the leash, and the same guy walks by with the gym bag, and all you hear is, meow, meow, meow. I'm like, this man just shoved a cat in his Adidas gym bag with his gym socks, his jock strap, and everything in between. The poor cat is suffocating. I didn't know Adidas made cat cat carriers. I don't know if they did. I think he just shoved them in his gym bag.
Oh my God! Wait a minute. So, I was driving down the street, Albany, right? Drive past this guy on a motorcycle, right? Mm. And on his back, there's like a pet carrier, and he's driving a motorcycle with a husky on his back.
Oh no!
Yeah, he's just riding the motorcycle, and I look over, and I look at the dog, and the dog's just like, there's no way that's safe, right?
Right.
Right. I mean, I know they make pet carriers for motorcycles, which, firstly, why? Right, that can't be safe,
right,
at all. Maybe I'm also saying because I just don't know how to ride a bike, but
I mean, you know what? I think a pet is much more I think a pet's probably smarter than us if we ever got into a bike, because they'll stay still. Except
for my dog Melanie, she is.
Oh yeah, no, she's cracked out on everything.
She's enthusiastic.
You know what I just realized? I spoiled the hotel that I work for, halfway through this, already, in the beginning, I already said the name of the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I work for Hilton, so,
Hilton.
Oops. But, no, fun fact, though, I just learned this about Hilton, though. Nice little piece of history. Did you know the pina colada was invented in Hilton?
I did not.
Yeah, no, I went down a rabbit hole last night because I was trying to readjust to my schedule. And I found out that there was a bartender in Puerto Rico for the first hotel, Hilton International. He invented the pina colada there in Puerto Rico. And apparently that's what caused the fucking rum shortage in the 50s.
I didn't know there was a rum shortage in the 50s. Shows what I know.
Yeah, well, it's a bartending thing. So it was
Oh,
one of
you
the
were a bartender too, weren't you?
It was one of the many like ideas and things that I had for bartending. Like I'd like have flashcards of ideas that I would like present to my customers whenever they walk in. Whenever they order a certain drink, I'd give them a piece of history of that drink.
You know, I've never been to a bar, right? But I can't imagine that someone goes to the bar thinking, "Man, I really want a history lesson today."
No, but you want to know something? They're in the middle of nowhere, where the bar I used to go to. So they're not supposed to be there anyway, and they want to get away and look at something like pretty leaves because that's all they have going for them in their lives. In the fall, especially, all they want to do is look at a goddamn leaf.
Hey, don't diss just driving through the pretty valleys.
No, but the leaf peepers, they drive slower than your grandma probably.
My grandmother can't drive, Josh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They can't drive for shit either. But so
I mean, neither can you. Don't get me wrong. I'm holding on to the suicide handle every time I get in the car with you.
Says you when you took out my brakes finally.
Well, I did not take out your brakes.
Yeah, you were.
It was not me. They were broken when I got there.
You were riding those brakes.
I
hard.
don't ride my brakes. You know who rides their brakes is my brother.
Oh, good. Anyway, so
he's just trying to blame me for his piece of shit van that can't run.
Okay.
It was a piece of shit before I met him, and it is still a piece of shit now.
Yeah, we had to fix the coolant today before we came and pick you up.
Dude, it feels like every time I come and see you, said I had to fix something on the car. I just paid money to fix something on the car. Hey, me and Ty, we're gonna fix something on the car.
Yeah, we had to do that like about 3 times just to get up to Montreal.
Just get a new fucking car.
So, so bartending wise, I didn't really. I'd always try and entertain my guests. I would always bring like big tips because I was for a while. I actually was doing a pretty good job. There were people who would come back for drinks that I made. One of them being a perfect Manhattan. Somebody actually challenged me once. It was like this woman in her 60s, and she goes, "No bartender can make a perfect Manhattan," and I was like, "Okay, bring it on." So she's like, "All right, I'll pay for the whole thing in full plus tip if you can make a perfect Manhattan. If not, I get it for free." And I go, "Okay."
That feels like someone just trying to scam the business.
Don't worry, I just Googled it. And then, clearly, 60-year-olds don't have the knowledge of Google. She thinks the middle of nowhere doesn't have cellular data.
I mean, most 60-year-olds can't fathom that other people exist.
Oh, yeah. Well, I managed to make the perfect Manhattan, and I still can. You know what? Perfect Manhattan, all it needs is you just do the same ingredients of a Manhattan. You just add dry vermouth. That's it. That is it. That's a perfect Manhattan.
You act like I know what a Manhattan is.
A Manhattan's a bourbon cocktail. I'll have to make one for you sometime. A virgin
Thank you. I was about to say, I'm not old enough to consume alcohol, Josh.
I'll make a virgin one, yeah. Virgin Manhattan. That's funny as fuck. That's not gonna happen.
No. He doesn't take care of me like that.
No. I don't take care of you, period.
The coffee's cold by now too, just so you know.
Oh, fuck you.
No thanks. Okay, so I can't imagine. I was just making fun of 60-year-olds. I can't imagine we have many of those watching, right? Maybe my father. My father might be the only one.
Did he actually watch the first episode?
Yes, he did.
He did. That's funny.
He did, and then he's like, he's drinking his tea. He goes, "What?" This is my impression of my father. Bud, why was there a purple light?
Why was there a purple light?
God.
Oh, wait. Let me see.
My dad is a character of his own, folks. He really is.
Speaking of which, I was actually going to bring this up. So, customer service.
Yeah.
Let's bring this up right quick. My family's worked for hospitality for over 30 years. And
Right.
I had mentioned in the previous episode that, I may or may not have come from a descendant of assholes. But what I meant to say was that my family is necessary assholes because they have to deal with customers.
I thought you were going to say they have to deal with you.
That too.
That's why I'm a necessary asshole, because I got to be with this guy all this time.
Well, yeah, what do you expect?
At least he buys me coffee.
Oh, that's the only time.
Sometimes he takes me to Starbucks, just on a little Starbucks date, just the two of us. We go, we do little assignments. That's how I get all my work done.
Wait. Hold on. So, have I told you about, so my dad He likes to make
What are you
make
doing?
reviews. He likes to respond to his terrible reviews.
Oh no.
So I'm here. I'm just gonna. Try
Are you gonna read some?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Oh
try.
my
I'm gonna try and find one.
So, just to keep us busy, I have a little question for people who watch, and type it in the comments below just while we're doing this. What is your favorite kind of Cheeto? I'm very curious as to what people are thinking, because my favorite personally is the Cheeto Puffs. However, I'm a big fan of Flamin' Hot Cheetos. So, in the comments, just leave your favorite Cheeto flavor, and let us know you made it this far. I can't imagine we've been doing this for too long, and but it's nice to have some audience interaction. We respond to all comments when we get them, so make sure
darn. Okay.
use this time to plug it and like the video, subscribe, comment, do all that stuff.
So I can't find the review.
Oh, man,
So what I'm gonna do is next episode.
Next episode.
I'm gonna call Dad next week,
Next week.
and then see if I can get that review for him, because he's got some really funny ones. But
Oh my God. Wait, next week I'll call my dad. We'll get both their dads on the phone.
oh, that'll be wonderful.
It'll be funny.
So speaking of favorite snacks.
Yeah.
While I was in Canada, I discovered a chocolate bar. So what's your favorite chocolate bar?
Ooh, I don't actually like chocolate that much.
Oh.
However, I'm a big fan of Kit Kats and Almond Joys. Just side note, because Easter just kind of passed.
Yeah.
My parents got me a gift basket like they do every year. They got me Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, the video game, which is so much fun. But they also got this Kit Kat, because they know I'm not a huge fan of chocolate.
Right.
It was a Kit Kat, but instead of chocolate, it was like a lemon covering instead of chocolate. It was really good.
Oh, but so Canada makes the best Kit Kats.
Yeah.
They're very they're.
Did I just do a perfect lead into your Kit Kat story?
No, actually, it wasn't actually for the Kit Kat, but let me do a little lead in with the Kit Kats right there. So Canada produces these Kit Kats, and they're sold all over the world, except the United States.
Really?
The United States has the waxy one.
Oh.
But you go up there. I tried it for the first time. It's very chocolatey. It tastes like a real chocolate bar, and because you got to go back. You gotta go to Montreal, get yourself a Kit Kat there, and then you gotta go back, and then you gotta get a Kit Kat back here, and then you gotta compare the two.
Yeah.
Because you definitely get the taste. But aside from that, as a kid, my favorite chocolate bar, all time, was.
Please don't say some stupid ass chocolate bar.
Well, it was a limited time chocolate bar that is not being sold anymore. It was called Hershey's Air Delight.
Hershey's Air Delight.
So Hershey's Air Delight had air bubbles inside the chocolate. It was an airy chocolate that would just melt in your mouth.
Interesting.
And it was there for a couple of years. I was talking to one of my coworkers recently about it, and he was like, "Oh my God, I miss those. Those were great." So I went up to Canada, and they had this chocolate bar that was the same thing, but it was called Aero Chocolate. And Aero Chocolate has been around since the 30s.
Interesting.
Considered the new chocolate.
So, did you happen to smuggle some back?
I did.
I'd say smuggle as if it's an illegal thing.
I did, but I ate it because
ate
it
it.
was so good.
Damn, I was gonna try to get you to give me one.
But if I had brought more, I probably would have. But you got to only find them select stores here in the United States. Yeah. But Aero is really good, and they're it's fantastic. And I was like, oh my God, they produced that chocolate. I actually thought that chocolate was didn't exist. And Aero Chocolate was released here in the United States briefly in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
But it was so unpopular that it was just it's been.
So speaking of chocolate, I'm not. This is controversial, a little controversial that I've told. I'm not a chocolate guy, at all.
That's okay,
right? When it comes to candy, I don't like chocolate candy. I like Almond Joys, but that's because I really like coconut. But I love chocolate milk and chocolate ice cream. But any type of bar of chocolate, I don't eat. I won't eat it. I'm willing to eat Reese's because it has peanut butter.
Right.
But I just will not eat a straight chocolate bar.
The other thing about chocolate, though, the chocolate that's produced here in the United States is not really the type of chocolate that we get outside the States. It's much more creamier outside the States. It's a lot, it's a lot more.
You know what? I'll be honest. I still don't think I'd like it outside.
You still don't think you'd like it outside the States?
No, I just don't like chocolate bars.
I've
always been more of a fruity kind of guy. Don't take that the wrong way.
I'm taking that the wrong way.
Don't take
I'm
it
taking
the wrong
that.
way.
Yeah, I'm
Don't
taking
take it
that.
the wrong way, Josh.
Oh, good lord.
No, I've always liked my favorite candy by far is Mike and Ike's.
Mike and Ike's.
Mike
Those
and
are
Ike's.
really good.
I love the tropical Mike and Ike's.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
You're wearing a Cody Blue shirt.
Of course, I'm
speaking of
in
which, Black
tropical
Bible's out. Came
Oh
out
my God,
on the
yes.
29th of March. It's wonderful. We got the book signing still. I've got quite a few people looking into it. A couple local writers. Shout out to David K. Wilson, Anne-Marie Piche, and Barbara Fournier, who are all three wonderful authors, as well as the book critic Missy. I don't know her last name. Missy Stockwell. That's what it was. Missy Stockwell. She is a local book critic. And
Well, I'll be honest. I don't really know how to read, so
it's okay.
that's a joke. That's a joke. Is it a joke? It's a joke.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, no, you read comic books.
I do read comic books. I read graphic novels. I also read scripts.
Have you read Watchmen yet?
I don't think I have.
I have it. You should. It's really
Yeah,
good.
didn't we do a little filming with Watchmen?
Yes, we did with off panel.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was such a fun. That was a fun one.
It was. It was a
That was mostly improv. Though.
mostly improv. I mean, that's what I'm good at.
I mean, I wrote most of it. That actually did act. That actually, I managed to write that into one of my stories.
Did
off
you?
Panel. Yeah, off panel. I managed to finally like connect all the little films that we did to my writing projects. So.
Oh my god.
It's really cool. I mean, aside from anything else, I've just been trying to get caught up on editing with everything for the book signing, and I need to get it done because
Yeah, you do. You gotta work.
I gotta edit the books before I can write anymore.
Yeah, he's gotta
grounded.
actually do the job he's supposed to be doing.
I've been grounded until I get all the books finished and published. That I can't write any right now, but I'm secretly still doing it.
Don't tell anybody.
Is she listening? I don't think so. Okay, we're good.
Okay, we're good.
Oh God, she heard.
Oh no. Well, it's not my ass that's on the line, so.
Actually, it is because I'm the one who gets you all the writing projects.
That's so true. Oh man.
But, oh yeah. So, can I just say right quick?
I don't know. Can you?
I could try. So.
Oh wait, I wanted to make a mention. We've both got headsets now, so it doesn't look ridiculous.
Oh yeah, so I don't look like you just don't see my big floppy Dumbo ears with the stupid lobes that probably have like giant bulbs of cyst in him.
That is so gross. Please, he's lying. It doesn't look that gross.
It's okay. I'm kidding. I have a very grotesque like imagery about everything.
Yes, I've read your books.
I know. It's very. I was looking back in them.
So I gotta tell the audience this one.
Okay.
So, go to his book signing. He asked me to come there, dressed as a character I acted in. Okay? He asked me to go there, be there.
Paid.
And then he made me buy 2 of his books.
I didn't make you buy them. No, you didn't. You didn't buy. Which ones did you buy?
I bought Black Bible and High Tide.
No, High Tide. What? No, but so you.
Yeah, I have that copy of High Tide. You signed it. I have your fucking signature.
I have that, but no, I'm talking about you came dressed up in the previous signing, and then you came back for Black Bible and High Tide. I didn't ask you to come. I said it'd be nice for you to come. I didn't force you to buy a book.
You did. There was a gun to my head.
Okay, it was a snub nose, all right? It wasn't
No, there wasn't a gun. It was just a lot of social pressure because his family was there and my family was there and other people genuinely interested in the books. And it would have been bad if I didn't buy one.
It's okay. One day I'll release an illustrated version. Apparently Ty knows how to draw.
I don't know, man. I haven't seen it before, and frankly, I don't trust it.
It's fine. It's fine. Oh I'm not gonna make her do that. She already does enough. I want to get back to Quebec right quick about what was it? About being up actually in Quebec City, like not Montreal. We went longest drive of my life. I was so tired.
Yeah.
We get to the hotel about 5-6 hours, like in terms of like just
5. I'm sorry.
It's not the longest.
5-6 hours, the longest drive of your life.
No, it felt like the longest drive of my life, but it was.
This is coming from someone who's driven from New York to Texas.
No, I've driven from, New York to Florida in probably one day. And it's like, it's exhausting and it's awful. Same with the flight to Brazil, which is about 18 hours long.
God, I could not imagine being on a plane for that long.
Oh no, it was the worst experience. And plus, there was a guy, like, it was just a big dude right in front, like, right behind me, so I couldn't lean my seat back because I was in the center. So I was like this all night. Like, just my eyes just wide open, watching, like, Disney's Frozen with my sister, because she wouldn't let me watch any movie. She made me watch the same movie with her, because she was like, I don't want to watch that movie. And I'm like, but I want to watch Robert De Niro be a funny mob boss.
Oh, my God. So, I take it you don't have my propensity to be able to sleep anywhere?
No.
I have fallen asleep on a metal pipe before.
Why?
Well, I was tired.
God.
That's why.
You know what I just remembered? On that plane, I watched Casablanca that night on that plane. For the first time. And I was on the plane.
Of all the gin joints in all the world.
No, it's of all the gin joints in all the towns and all the world. She walked into mine. So that movie, I was like, oh, on the Great Movie Ride, there's a plane in it. I was like, oh, that movie's about planes. And I watched the movie, and at the end, I'm like, in tears, I'm like, this movie was not about planes. This movie was not about planes.
Oh my God! Wait a minute. So, you just reminded me so randomly. Remember when Pixar, you know Cars?
Yes,
right?
They did.
Remember when they branched out and did planes?
Yes. Why?
That felt like a fever. I loved it as a kid. When I was a kid, I don't remember when it came out.
Didn't they do a sequel?
They did a sequel.
Planes, Fire and Rescue.
Yeah, I loved it when I was younger. I don't know why. It feels like a fever dream. I've got to go and rewatch it.
I only watched.
Shout out if you know what I'm talking about.
I've only watched the first Cars movie. I never really watched any of the sequels. I've watched bits and pieces of them. But like,
for shame.
The first Cars movie's just that like.
Ka-chow.
It's that I'm just saying like, the rest was kind of like unnecessary, but like that goes with every movie series. Honestly, it's unnecessary to make a sequel.
Okay, and it's unnecessary to do a lot of cool things, but people like it.
I mean, okay.
So, like, I'll just say this: like if you make a sequel to something and it makes money, yeah, you're gonna keep making more, and that's what happened. Cars made a lot of money. Cars 2 made money.
They're now like look at Hollywood with all its blockbusters being released. It's the same like 2 movies every year. Like we had Marvel, and now we have like what Godzilla and Ghostbusters just came out with 2 new movies.
Right, like it feels like we're going back through like, oh, we want people to feel nostalgia, so we're making stuff that used to be popular and we're making it again. And no shade to those movies. I'm sure they're good. Godzilla's not my thing. I don't like that. I might watch the new Ghostbusters. Might not. Haven't decided yet.
I heard that one's a lot darker than Ghostbusters. But like, why make Ghostbusters dark? Like, I mean, it's a great concept, but it's a comedy.
Something strange in your neighborhood. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. What?
Yeah, that wasn't actually like an ad. And my stepdad would always sing it to me. He'd go, call courtesy, and I'd be like, shut up, you won't understand. It's not a phase.
Speaking of ads, I have a structured settlement and I need cash now. Call JT Wentworth. Oh my God. Dude, I remember, like, I would see that commercial every single day. Right, without fail when I was younger. So when I was younger, my grandmother's in the hospital right now. Well, she's in a nursing home now. Right,
and she's doing better, right?
Not really. But
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, it is what it is. But this woman like basically raised me because my parents worked a lot, and
my grandparents did the same.
Yeah, no fault of their own. Right? When you work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, I saw my dad like 1-2 hours a day. Yeah. My mom worked less, but still, like I would go to her house after school. She watched me over the summer, that sort of thing. Yeah. But every day I would watch. Firstly, I'd watch a bunch of Curious George when I was real little.
The same thing every morning before school.
Yes,
I would watch Curious George.
Curious George.
Yeah,
my God.
I was bringing that up to tie the Curious George movie.
I love the movie.
With the what was the opening song? I forgot.
It makes me cry every time now.
Yes.
Just the nostalgia, it makes me cry.
Jack had it on his playlist recently.
Yeah.
I forgot it, but like, that once that song starts playing, it's like
so
all I
sad.
could think of. Like, the animation's so good too.
It is too. I don't know how like I don't know when it came out, but it was like when I was young.
No, 2005, 2006, I think.
Right.
Because it was right around the time it was right around when my parents got divorced.
Yeah, look at this old guy.
My first memory actually was going to the movies. You know that, right?
I did not.
The first memory I can think back to was when my mother and father, before they got divorced, 2005, took me to see Revenge of the Sith. Well, talk about a divisive family. Some family issues.
The earliest memory I have, right, is I used to live in a trailer park.
Oh, yeah.
Right? My earliest memory. It's a nice, trailer we lived in, too.
I've got a perfect thing to talk about. Just keep going with your trailer park memory.
So, I was out on my front porch. So, I'm also, side note, I'm allergic to bees, right? Bee stings me, it's bad. So, I'm a little kid. I'm like 2.5, 3 years old.
Yeah.
And I see this little thing flying around. I go, oh. I go and touch it, and it stings me.
Oh, good.
I go inside, and I remember, getting my mother nursing my fingers. Oh, it's okay. And then eating pineapple. And that's my earliest memory.
Eating pineapple after getting stung by a bee. That's the perfect Cody Blue first memory I can think of.
I love pineapple. I love all things tropical.
Too. Anything tropical except you just don't like the beach.
I don't. Oh my God, we're going to talk about that now?
Okay, no, but let me talk about, speaking of trailer parks, let's take it up north very quick to my dad's place.
Oh God.
Because recently the locals of Big Moose have talked about my dad's future plans with the burnt down Big Moose Inn.
Right.
And they said it's going to be a trailer park because my dad is building cabins there.
Oh.
And now why...
Is he going to get money for the trailer park, or?
It's not a trailer park. It's nice cabins.
Right,
but
he's going to get money for it,
yeah,
right?
he's going to get money for it, pretty much. But it's a resort. Huh. So to me, it's okay, while that is the funniest insult I have heard, I also heavily disagree with it. Because the town's all up in arms oh, it's against everything. Because they don't like the fact that there's no restaurant anymore.
Oh. So just build a restaurant.
No, there's two.
I'll go work there.
No, I don't want my dad to work for a restaurant. He's peaceful now. He actually talks to me, and
no, he can own it.
He doesn't smoke cigarettes anymore. He drinks.
He can own it. I'll run it.
He stopped drinking coffee. He's drinking chamomile tea. He stopped drinking coffee. He's super relaxed now, but yeah, there's 3 restaurants already up there in Big Moose. You know,
right.
Who cares? I don't care, and they can take it somewhere else because honestly, that town is just so full of themselves. If one thing is just off, just a little bit.
If anybody's watching from there, I doubt it.
No,
but if anyone cares, get off your fucking high horse.
We don't care. We don't care about how freaking fancy Old Forge is. It's unaffordable and it's a tourist town.
Yeah, I mean, this is coming from a guy who's lived just around that poverty line his whole life. It's
it's fancy log cabins too. My dad's been buying up these nice cabins that historical cabins across the Adirondacks, and he's renting them out.
I've met your dad once, and he was wearing a cowboy hat.
Yeah, they call him the Puerto Rican motherfucker with the cowboy hat, but they mix it up because he's Filipino. It's the nose. It's the nose, dude. We have Filipino noses.
Oh my God.
Even Ty will tell you because she's Filipino. So so this guy came in one night and he's a southern guy, snowmobiler.
All right.
And he kicks down the door of the bar at my dad's place and goes, "All right, where's that Puerto Rican motherfucker in the cowboy hat?" And my dad comes out and he goes, "That's me." And no, my dad has been mistaken for being Puerto Rican. He's but he's Filipino. It's very different. I don't get it, but
right.
And you wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know I was Filipino, but until you look.
No, you're.
Look at the nose. You have to look at the nose.
Oh my God.
But no, my father. He was born in Texas. He was born in Fort Worth. He's a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Oh, just like me.
Yes, he is. He's a big Dallas Cowboys fan. But he's also
Speaking of the Cowboys, I could rant all night about how horrible our franchise is right now. I won't get into it. But I just want to say,
I'm staying from talking about my books for so long, so
I just want to say, if you say you're going to be all in, how about you go sign players? Anyways, I'm going to stop myself there.
stop it. Yeah, save it for talking with my father if you ever see him again.
My God. He's going to sit down here, and that's what we're going to talk about.
He will probably talk Cowboys with you. He's also a big, so he went,
Josh isn't much of a sports ball guy.
well, my dad did go to UF. He's a Gators fan. So my dad, go Gators. Like, we were, like, my dad...
I'm a Notre Dame fan.
But they invented Gatorade, though. You will have to get them
Yes,
credit.
I know
Give
the
them
story
credit
of
for
Gatorade very well.
We all
I had to
do
do a research project on it.
No, I love Gators. I just do. I grew up they're called swamp puppies.
Yes, I do.
I love swamp puppies.
myself.
I love swamp puppies. They're so cute. Yeah, it's like you guys got deer back here. You guys got bear. I remember back growing
I've
up.
also got elk.
Elk. Well, no, we don't really see elk.
I've seen a couple, but that's more like...
That's up north.
Yeah.
Now, you won't see any moose in the Adirondacks, though.
No.
You'll see moose.
You'll see raccoons.
It's very rare to see a moose in the Adirondacks. You'll see a moose, like, right as soon as you cross the Canadian border, moose.
You know,
Right
my
there.
favorite thing about moose, or meese,
Meese.
it's that, like, I read a story that people, like, they airdrop wolves into overpopulated meese areas.
Yes.
And the wolves just hunt. It's so funny to me that you're airdropping the wolves. Dude, that's the closest thing we got to Fortnite Battle Royale.
Go team. Advance.
Drop the wolves. Over.
Clear. Oh man, no. I've never seen a moose in my entire life. In the wild. Okay, except no, it wasn't moose, it was caribou. I saw a caribou when I was in Alaska, but that was when I was like really little.
Dude, you were like traveling all over the world, and here I am just...
Look, no, I've traveled. I thought I traveled a lot until I met my girlfriend. She has been more places than I have, and I'm jealous. And I'm like, Jesus. Now I have to
Now you gotta catch up.
I have to play catch up. But that's the most wonderful
take
thing.
me with you.
Because, you know what? I think I will. But I will have to get one of those monkey backpack leashes. So when you're running around.
Whoa!
Because all I can think about... Do you remember the opening of Despicable Me 1?
Yeah.
Where the kid like comes running out of the bus. That's how I imagine you would be if I ever took you to pyramids of Giza.
Okay, just because I have a propensity to run off
and climb the pyramid.
Okay, I'm not much of a climber, but it's funny you bring that up. So I went to the doctor the other day.
Okay.
You know, just checkups and stuff, and did some things.
Oh yeah, you told me.
I told you. So they took blood, and I'm actually terrified of needles. That's why I'll never get a tattoo.
Oh yeah, no. Here, I got another thing for you after this.
But it turns out he wants me to go see a psychiatrist because they want to test me for ADHD.
No, really?
It's because I'm just always like fidgeting. Sometimes I lose I'm like, oh,
and
what's
you
that
hyper
over there?
focus on things. Dude,
I do hyper focus a lot.
I think you have ADHD. I didn't know if that was obvious. I mean, I do too. Like,
I'm getting called out here, guys.
I mean, I've had it for years. If you can hyper focus on things, like I could write books for 12 hours straight.
My God. So I got it in my backpack, which I do have. Maybe we'll show people. I had an assignment because I'm a theater major in my college. So I'm in this design class, which I'm so bad at drawing. I spent 2.5 hours on this one drawing, and it looked like a 3-year-old drew it. My set design, it was bad. I'm redoing it. But my costume design, I hyper focused on it from the hours of 11 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. the night before it was due. I just sat there and redid everything.
Really?
Just sat and redid everything, and I've got those designs in my portfolio.
Okay, well, then you might just have ADHD.
You know, I've had a couple people tell me that I might, and my parents are always like, oh, no.
I was diagnosed with ADD. And when people were like, oh, that's just ADHD, I was like, no, I wasn't diagnosed with ADHD because I couldn't afford the high definition. I couldn't afford it.
Oh my God.
I just got the D. Wait.
Not gonna comment.
No, hey. If you say that you like things fruitier, I get to say.
Whoa. I like fruity candies and fruity drinks.
Fruit. Just follow your nose.
I don't actually like... I like Fruit Loops. I don't really like... I mean, okay, I like oranges. I really like oranges.
I like anything tropical. Anything
like
citrusy.
oranges.
You know?
I like apples. I like living in New York because when it comes fall, the apples are so good.
Now, when you turn 21, I got to take you to apple cider, hard apple cider
Hard
places.
apple cider.
Like, that's really good. I like Angry Orchard. I do. But that's when I'm having a bottle of something. I'd rather have like a beer, like a lager. Speaking of which, I actually did. I had
all of this means so much to me.
Yes, I know. Oh, I'm sure it does.
It means so much.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Listen, you can play. Yeah, I'll let you play the innocent college boy. I'll let you play.
No, I just like. My father used to drink.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Right.
You know, God bless him. But so
did you just do a cross on a podcast?
Yeah. I mean, do you not see what I'm wearing?
Yes, I see it.
So
okay,
this is
Italian.
Whoa! This is a Saint Vesuvius of Rome, patron saint of actors. So you can tell it's got the I don't know if you can see it. It's comedy and tragedy mass as well as the student in the center with a.
You know how many exes I've had have confused me for being a Satanist?
How?
Yeah, that's what I said. Because I had, like, spiritual stuff in my room. Like, just, like, little knickknacks and things. And, like, there was this one person. And they weren't even Catholic either. They were Lutheran.
Oh, my God.
And they were like, oh, are you a Satanist? I'm like, what the hell? How am I Satanist? You've got, like, Satanist stuff all around. I'm like, How? She was like, what about the goat thing there? That's not even Satan. That's Baphomet. Like, that's not even Satan. That's...
So...
I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm like I am Catholic.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But I'm not, like, super, like, overly religious. Like, I'll go to church.
Right.
And I'm part of a Catholic group on campus.
Yeah.
But it's like... I see people that are super over-religious, and I'm like, that's just not me.
It's more of a spiritual thing.
Yeah, and it's like, and everyone has their levels, and, you know, and I'm like, it's so weird. I especially hate the ones that use it to hate on other people.
Oh, yeah. You know, my favorite thing was I knew somebody who used to watch my sisters.
Coffee's cold.
I know, my coffee's gone, though. My sisters used to have somebody to watch them when they were younger.
Yeah.
And I was obsessed with ghosts. I believe in that stuff. I believe on all the crazy haunted stuff.
Wait, I still have pictures from when we went ghost hunting.
Oh my God, yes, that was creepy though. That was a creepy night. But
that was a creepy night, and I swear there was other presences in the car.
I've told Ty it too. Like that was one of the few times where I was like, I'm not even gonna go investigate because this is actually freaking me out. Because we went to Saratoga Battlefield, but
oh my God, yes. Okay, I remember that.
We went to the battlefield. That was creepy.
That was creepy as hell
because we saw those things standing behind the trees. Those people, like
we might sound crazy. We might sound like crazy ghost hunters. I'm not actually a ghost hunter. I do believe in spirits and such, but it was just like you could see, and I know it's part of us as humans. It's pattern recognition.
Yeah,
and so we'll see faces and things that aren't faces.
Yeah,
but if like. And that's kind of the phenomena that most people talk about with ghosts. Is like, oh, we see a light and we see stuff in it. We're like, oh, that's got to be a figure.
There was no light there.
There wasn't light. It was creepy. And he wanted to go explore it further. And I'm like, broski.
It was it was foggy too.
It was foggy. It was creepy. And I get terrified.
And I smelled gunpowder. Gunpowder and sulfur. Remember that?
Yes. And I'm actually terrified of A, the dark. And B, I'm actually a little scared of ghosts. But I had to drag him by his collar back into the car.
But I want to see. I want to drag him out.
It was also partially because I didn't want him, to trespass.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Because we were in a public area, and then he wanted to go somewhere else that wasn't, and it's like,
But, so back to this discussion. The ghost, so I believed in ghosts heavily. And I was watching, things, and I was, reading stuff about it. And the nanny came down and goes, how can you believe in that stuff? And I looked up at her. She's heavily religious. And I go, do you believe Moses split the Red Sea? And she goes, yes, of course. Then explain to me how ghosts shouldn't exist. Because they don't. Explain to me how Moses split the Red Sea. Because he used the power of God. Okay. Now explain to me how ghosts can't exist. She goes, because they don't. But Moses can split the Red Sea. And she's like, yes. And I go, okay, whatever you say. I don't want to hear your opinion. I was like 9 or 10
Are
at the
ghosts
time.
not just spirits?
Spirits, ghosts, there's this idea. I thought this was really cool. There's 2 types of different like ghosts. There's intelligent spirits, and there's ones that like repeat, like do the same things that they did before they died. And you know how there's people that they say there's multiple, like they see sightings of certain people in certain places. And like you see Elvis here, you see Ernest Hemingway here, you see Marilyn Monroe at the Roosevelt Hotel. I think like so in the movie The Shining, they talk about how people like some things are left behind, like traces of.
So he gets his knowledge, just so everyone knows, he gets his knowledge from fiction.
But well, ghosts are also it's skeptical. It's skeptical stuff. So, you know how they talk about like how things get left behind, like, and this is also kind of a science thing too. We exert a lot of electricity, right?
Yes.
So
maybe I don't know. I'll be the first one to tell y'all, science is not my thing.
Neither is it mine. So I'm just winging it here.
I did okay in biology. Okay, and I passed chemistry.
Chemistry, I sucked. I sucked at chemistry.
I was really good at forensics.
Hence why I did not get to a lot of good relationships till I met Ty. So, I was terrible at chemistry.
I was really good at forensics. In fact, this is a fun little story. I originally went into college before I switched to the theater major. Because you're not allowed to actually choose your major until after your first year at my school. I was going in as a criminal justice, like intended major criminal justice.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, a nice theater program. And then I became a theater major.
And you were going to go back to it before I freaking dragged you by your collar back
I
over
was
to Cody
thinking
Blue.
about, so I wasn't getting cast in and I wasn't doing well in the classes. So I was like, well, I might go back to criminal justice.
And I was like, nah, get your ass over here.
And I'm happy I didn't.
But, so what I was going to say is, like, ghosts, the type that, like, leave behind stuff and repeat the stuff before they died. I have a theory. It's, very weak theory. But, as he's doing the quotations in the air. But, like, how they, like, say you leave behind a lot of your energy in some place? What if you left behind a lot of cluster of energy that just kind of, like, exerts, like, just, like, kind of like a repeating tape of what you did before you died?
I forget who said it. But there's a person who said, I don't trust anybody that doesn't believe in at least one conspiracy theory.
Right.
Now, you don't gotta believe in them all. But, like, I was just a conversation in class the other day. It's like, but are you really telling me the government's swinging for 100? Not even the Babe hit 100.
No.
Or 1,000. It's 1,000. Yeah, it's 1,000, not 100. I know baseball.
But
I'm a Yankees fan, by the way.
I was a Yankees fan too when I was following baseball.
Oh my god, I remember last year over the summer.
Yes.
I got $12 tickets to a Yankees athletics game. So it was on the 4th level.
That was actually a good view.
In left field. It was beautiful. We got to see it because it was a night game.
Bro,
we got to see the sunset.
Yeah.
The sunset over New York City. It was beautiful.
But they upcharged so much with the beverages there. I couldn't get a beer for the life of me. It was awful.
Yeah.
I just turned 21 too, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go see if I can snag myself a drink.
Just advice. Now this is someone who can't buy alcohol, but probably from him. If you're gonna buy beer and you don't have a lot of money, probably don't buy it at the stadium.
No,
maybe wait until after.
Yeah, you might want to grab a beer after.
Yeah.
But
that was so great. I remember that day specifically. It was a Friday, and I had my stage makeup class. So I went and I got on the train, and I still had some remnants of my makeup. So I had to take a bunch of makeup wipes, and you can tell in the picture. Maybe we'll get it put up on the screen somewhere. Right. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
You can still see that I have eyeliner around my eyes that I just forgot to take off, and it looked like I was like a fucking emo singer. Oh my god. But no, that was such a fun experience.
That was a fun time.
It was great. Yankees won.
I mean,
this is my little theory. I'm not saying it's connected. It's just coincidence probably. However, there has never been a Yankees game that I've been to in Yankee Stadium that they have lost.
Yeah.
And I've been to a lot of games at Yankee Stadium.
Is that your conspiracy theory?
It might be. It might be that I'm the reason they win.
Yo,
I will say though, however, The one time I saw them outside of Yankee Stadium, they lost.
I'm torn between two conspiracy theories. I mean, I believe in Area 51, and then is Mark Zuckerberg a lizard man?
I don't think Mark Zuckerberg's a lizard man.
Okay, I'm kidding.
I feel like Zuckerberg's more. He's more. I wouldn't say lizard man. I would say android.
He acts like an android.
He does act like an android. He doesn't act real.
But actually, I do believe in like Bigfoot. And one of the things is like, do you know how much wood is up there in Canada? Like, it's just like clusters.
How would I know how much wood is in Canada, Josh?
Like, do you know how much there's like trees in Canada? It's
how much wood can a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
I actually could do that. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
A woodchuck could chuck plenty of wood if a woodchuck did have thumbs. Is that it? I don't remember it.
Don't do the answer. But so I believe that Bigfoot or the Sasquatch can't be photographed, right? And I feel like there's more of them.
So why can't he be photographed?
So here's my thing. The colossal squid, right?
Yeah.
So the colossal squid is what many people consider to be the Kraken, and hasn't been filmed in its natural habitat ever, and it hasn't been filmed in the past like 15 years because it lives so deep in the Antarctic, and sperm whales hunt them.
You know what? I gotta say, that's part of the reason I don't like the beach. Is the ocean
is so deep.
Kind of terrifies me.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Like firstly, obviously, I said I was afraid of the dark. Right. I'm afraid of also what's in the dark.
Yeah.
And the ocean's too dark for me, and there's too many weird things. I'll just say this: you'd never catch me in the Navy.
No, neither would I.
Or anywhere.
God, no.
I don't think I fit the profile of a military man,
no,
honestly.
I don't think so either. Look at me, I'm a string bean.
No, my brother did that.
Been there, done that for him.
We're not putting another one. Family, strong military history. Not me.
But I guess to conclude, I wanted to say, like, the reason why Bigfoot hasn't been photographed is that it just takes a lot of funding to go, to find this colossal squid, right? How many scientists do you see going into those clusters of trees? Do you know how many trees are, like, so close together? It's so dark. It's so dense up in Canada. And, like, you go up to Quebec. Like, that's the only city left. After Quebec City, there's nothing. It's just wood.
Interesting.
And it's just north from there. There's just nothing but trees. And my mother believes that, too. Huh. And a lot of people say that Sasquatch is, it's not one creature. It's like, it's like a tribe of creatures.
Yeah.
And it's been like, seen all over the world.
Well, you know what? That's about enough crazy for me.
Yeah.
And it's about our time. So I'm Bryan Antinore.
I'm Joshua Mayer.
And this is us signing off from Reality 17.
See you next time when you're in this part of the multiverse.
Can't even do the outro right. Jesus Christ.
Shush. Quiet.